Welcome to Foodnutt. Jackie Mazzucato here, and I hope you're all well. It's getting a bit cold out there, and it's a great time of year for the red wines. And so today I thought what I'd do is a Thai curry, so a Massaman curry. I'm going to make my curry paste from scratch though. Being a bit of a traditionalist, I do like to make those sorts of things from scratch. But you can also go and buy a jar of paste if you want as well. I'm going to pair this meal today with the new Tempranillo that's just been released. This one's the Senza Fine. Senza Fine means endless. And so we have an endless love for this wine. It's absolutely spectacular. If you liked the Doc Adams Tempranillo, you'll absolutely love this one. And just so beautifully presented. Really, the bottle's actually one of those really heavy, nice bottles, so very elegant as well. Okay, so to get started with curry paste, what I've done is I've already toasted off these ingredients in my fry pan, but I've got some nutmeg, about 4 or 5 cardamom pods, and a tablespoon of cumin, coriander, and we're just going to beat those ones down first. Just work with your dry ingredients first. While I'm doing that, I'll talk to you about the other ingredients that I have. I've roasted off 6 of the really sort of the longer chilies. They're not as spicy. You will find that Thai food, whilst has a little bit of a kick to it, isn't always very spicy, and certainly with this curry, it's not a spicy curry. I've got some diced up ginger there. There's just over a tablespoon of that, probably about 1.5 tablespoons. About the same of lemongrass. Again, I've toasted off the lemongrass. I've 6 shallots and a whole head of garlic in there, and that was roasted off in the oven. I just find it's easy just to throw the chilies and the onions and the garlic and the lemongrass just into the tray in a hot oven around 200 degrees, and they sort of roasted off for about 20 minutes whilst I was preparing all the other ingredients. Okay, so I've just added the lemongrass, and I'm going to add the ginger to that as well. You can use your food processor, or if you've got a spice grinder, you can use your spice grinder or coffee grinder. That will also work. But they say, doing it with a mortar and pestle, you'll actually get the threads of the ginger and the lemongrass as well. And it doesn't, rather than chop, it actually crushes those threads. Okay, so that one's grinding away nicely, and as I said, what you want to do, so you can see that one's coming along, what you want to do is add your dry ingredients first, then your lemongrass, and then into some of your wetter ingredients. So I can add the chilies now. I'll just take the tops off, but I'm going to add those seeds and all. Oh, the smells. I think that's one of the reasons I like using the mortar and pestle as well, is like you get these sensational smells coming out of there as well. And as I was roasting off the garlic and the chilies, this beautiful aroma is filling the kitchen. So you can see my paste coming together now. It's starting to get a bit wetter. And I'm about to add my shallots and garlic. And you can add either shrimp paste, a teaspoon of shrimp paste if you like. I'm using fish sauce. I can't always get all the ingredients I want where I am. So I'm going to use fish sauce today. So a little bit further, just while these chilies are in here, it's starting to get this beautiful, nice wet paste. But I've still got the shallots and the garlic, but that should go quite easily in there. This curry paste will keep in the fridge for about a week. But if you want to make it ahead of time, you can also freeze it as well, and it'll freeze for up to a year or so. And that way, if you've made a great big batch ahead, you can make this a very quick weeknight recipe. Okay, so we've beat that chili down now into paste. So now I'm just going to add the roasted garlic and the shallots in there, and this will bring that back. I mean, the roasted garlic is pretty much already mushed up because it does that as you're baking it. I'm also just going to add a teaspoon of the fish sauce and a tablespoon of salt at this stage. Okay, after that great workout, we've now got this beautiful, beautiful paste. So you can see the consistency there. Absolutely beautiful. So let's get started. I'm going to cook this in the pressure cooker. Really enjoying my new toy. This is a multi-cooker. I could also slow cook it for 6.5, 7 hours until the meat's nice and soft. But I'm feeling a little impatient today, so I'm going to use the pressure cooker. So the first thing I need to do is we'll just tip our beef in there and we're just going to sear that off and brown that. I love that this multi-cooker actually has the sear function in it, because I don't dirty a whole load of dishes just to cook off the meat. But if you've got a slow cooker or a pressure cooker that doesn't have that feature, then definitely sear your meat off. It's going to keep the meat nice and juicy. Now I think, if you're cooking this in the slow cooker, you may want to just adjust your coconut milk. What I've done is I've got 2 tins of coconut cream here, about a cup of peanuts, a tin of crushed pineapple, but not in the syrup, just in natural juices, 2 teaspoons of tamarind paste and 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. So you're starting to see we've got the sweet, the sour, the salt, some peanut butter, 1/4 cup of peanut butter, and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and about 3 diced potatoes, larger potatoes, and 4 carrots, but quite chunkily diced. So that's browning off nicely now. Let's turn it over. Okay, so my meat's seared off now, and I've set the pressure cooker to 80 kpg for pressure, and I'm going to cook this for 30 minutes. So let's add all of our ingredients. First, we're going to add that beautiful, beautiful curry paste that we made. You know what? Let's whack it all in. Beautiful flavours. I did actually taste this one. It does have a little bit of a hit from those chilies, but I'm happy with the balance of the flavours. Next, we'll add our coconut cream. Peanut butter and our sugar, because we want to mix all of that in before we put the lid down. Oyster sauce and tamarind paste. So tamarind's going to give it that sweet sour. The oyster sauce will just give it a little bit more of that sweet and salt. Then go our potatoes and our carrots and our peanuts. And I'm actually going to stir the pineapple through at the end. Okay, so I'm just putting the juice of a lemon in there, freshly squeezed out. Just mix that one through. I just want to have a little taste of that before I put the lid down. The challenge with pressure cooker is you don't get to taste during your cook. Yum, beautiful flavours. Sensational flavours. So we just have to line up the lid, close that one off, make sure our safety valve is sitting in the right spot. And that's now heating up. And in 30 minutes, we're going to have our Massaman curry with our homemade Massaman curry paste. And I'm just going to cheat now. I'm going to have a little taste of this tempranillo. Bon appetit. Our Massaman curry is ready, and here we go. We're going to release all that amazing steam. The aroma is filling this room. I cannot wait to try this. So the steam's all released from our pressure cooker now. The aroma is filling this room, and the warmth from the cooking is just stunning. So yeah, really looking forward to tasting this. As soon as that goes down, our little safety valve will go down, and that will tell us we're actually able to open the pressure cooker. Wow, that looks just amazing. So half an hour we've had that on, and it just looks beautiful. Having not cooked with the pressure cooker much, I was a bit concerned about, whether or not like the meat would burn on the bottom. I'm just going to pour that pot. If it tastes as good as it smells, we're going to be in luck here. All right, so we're just going to top that off with some beautiful crushed peanuts. Don't be stingy, I say. All right. Whew. Wow, well, it certainly smells like the real deal. Let's get in there. Oh, it absolutely melts in your mouth. Wow. And that little bit of pineapple that gives that tiny bit of sweetness at the end where you've got the chili and the peanuts and stuff coming through. Then you get that nice little burst of pineapple. This one, absolutely going to become a family favourite. Bon appetito.